Welcome to Sam Outside. I'm Sam and I'm outside using my language skills. That's right. For me, understanding nature and all of its intricate relationships is much to knowing another language. Um, I grew up in a small French community in Northern Ontario, English speaking family, but I went to school in a French immersion program and I graduated with a certificate acknowledging my time and my proficiency in speaking French, and it's come in useful. But the act of knowing that other language has allowed me to understand some words in other languages. So, the small town that I grew up in also had a substantial Italian, Polish, Indigenous population. And it was through the act of learning another language, being immersed in another language in education, that I was able to, with some proficiency, at least understand. And it wasn't always about the words. Sometimes it was the intonation, sometimes the hand actions, facial. And for me, that's what understanding and listening to nature also does. So it's about the time spent and it's about the ability to put all of the small cues together to come up with one bit of, let's use the word understanding. All right. So listening to birds is a big part of it. Feeling air movement, understanding patterns of clouds, and also the growth habit of trees and the fruit they produce and what they do at different times of year, and just the interrelationships, the interconnections of all the living things, from producers to consumers, from prey animals to predators. They all have certain patterns, certain behaviors, and it's pretty consistent. So for me, the act of learning a second language has also helped in my ability to participate in nature connection. It's a small thing, but it does help. And again, I can go a long time without speaking any French. And the challenge with being bilingual is that if you don't use this skill, you lose it pretty quickly. So if I'm not immersed, yes, I might know the word, I might be able to spell the word, but when I go to speak it, my brain is not in the practice of using that language. So it takes me a hot minute to get immersed again. But if you've ever traveled and you know that maybe you don't speak that language, it doesn't take long for you to come up with some very quick, essential words out of necessity. Words like thank you and please, and the concept of money and a bathroom and ordering certain food items and getting from place to place. It doesn't take you that long. You come up with certain basic words out of necessity. And for me, that is how I equate my ability to understand the language of nature. So it starts with necessity. So that might start with weather. It might start with birds. It might start with animal tracks. It might start with even just watching, that guy. The ability to watch others, understand their movements, their behaviors, their actions, their reactions will better help me understand what's happening in nature. So if you're not immersed, it is more challenging. But like understanding another language, you'll come up with some quick concepts out of necessity. So you don't have to be fluent. You don't have to be bilingual in the language of nature. But you got to start by spending some time outside. All right. Yes, there's a lot of theory and you can read some books. And honestly, that I have a number of tomes in my collection about tree identification, plant identification, mushroom identification, their uses, things like home remedies and nature healing that allow me to understand all the potential uses for other living things, for diet, for supplements, for healing. And that's all part of it. But you do have to spend some time in nature to actually put some of that theory into practice. And it takes time. So I'm encouraging you that spending time in nature has so many added benefits. I've got a number of videos outlining the physical, mental, and emotional benefits, but they take practice. Right? So spend some time in nature. It does calm, right? It does take some practice. It actually requires some mindfulness, which is the act of being present, being aware, using your senses. There are some smells, there are some sounds that with practice will help you understand what's happening in the natural world around you. So Go outside. It's good for you. It is speaking another language, and it takes time to understand, but it starts by listening. Thank you very much for watching and listening to me. I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks. Bye bye.